Are you from Orlando?
Not originally. I'm originally from the Carolinas. I was born in North Carolina.
Ooh,
and
Petey Pablo?
Yeah, there we go. You remember that. That's right. North Carolina. That's right, man. And I have a lot of family in South Carolina too.
Yeah.
So, and my dad was military, so we travel around a lot. Yeah,
Dang.
we did a lot of traveling. So lived over in Scotland, over
Really?
across the water. Yeah, man. Yeah, I did it for like 3 years. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So we did a lot of travel. That's probably why I love traveling to this day, because when you're in a military family, you literally travel every 2-3 years. You
Dang.
up and move. It's just that easy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Dad was Navy, 20 years in the Navy.
20 years?
Yeah, he did 20 years. He retired.
That's crazy though. My brothers, when they were Marines.
Marines? Okay, I was going to guess.
Camp
Marines Army.
out there.
Oh, okay. All right.
So your dad did Air Force.
Yeah, no, Navy.
Navy. Okay,
Yeah. So yeah, you got to watch it, because if he was here and heard you say that, that's a problem. The military guys take that stuff seriously.
You know what? It's funny, because I was going to be like, he did Air Force. I was going to be like, he went the smart way, but he did Navy.
You lucky my dad ain't here, because any military person, they're Army, you say Marines.
Yeah,
they don't like it. Not Marines.
Nope. I remember I was talking to a soldier. He was Army. Matter of fact, he was my guest on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
And so,
I hope he did.
we were taping. We were taping. So I was like, he talked about being in the Army, having Army. I said, you're not in the Army now. He's like, no. I said, do you wish you went to the Air Force? And he was like, yeah.
Oh,
he said,
wow.
but let's cut that out, though.
I was about to say.
Cut that out.
His buddies are going to get him. He can't. His buddies will get him for that.
The reason I asked is because when I did contracting. So I contracted overseas for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I was in Afghanistan, you talk to all the soldiers and they were like that. The Air Force, I mean...
So explain contract. So what, you did like a military contract?
Yeah, so I was on the company I was with was WWLR. They had a contract with the Army to run the post office. Oh. So I went over there on a postal contract.
Okay.
So my company just staffed all the post office and stuff like that.
That's kind of a cool job.
It is. I mean, you're in the...
that's not bad.
The money, you only do it for the money.
Okay, I mean,
do it for the money.
But the travel?
Traveling. You're on the other half of the world. That's dope.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Afghanistan is not, I don't think that would be anybody's chosen place to travel. I want to go to Afghanistan. No. But I mean, still, it's not bad.
You're on a military base the whole time, so you don't go out. You don't get to go out.
So you don't go. Okay, don't go out.
No, I mean it was
dangerous. You don't want to go out about.
Yeah. No, you don't want to go out.
You probably won't come back.
No, you're not. You won't.
You're not coming back.
You're not. They had contractors convoy out. I mean, you convoy to different bases.
Right.
Great. Thankfully, the base I was on, it was a small base. Mm-hmm. It was but we had Navy SEALs on there. We had different mercenary groups, task force on there. So I mean, then we had Romanians on there. The Romanians, them dudes was beasts too.
So you got to try and chop it up with all these different types.
You get incoming. You still got to deal with that. But this is what I told everybody. I said, I did not know. We were in the desert. I mean, you're in the desert. Right.
Afghan is desert.
Know? So the way we were at, we were in this valley area, which was not the safest place because we have mountain ridges all around us.
Right.
And we're in this dust bowl. So I mean, you still get your sandstorms.
Right.
It gets 100-something degrees in the summer, but it snowed as well. And so
was it still hot even when it snowed?
No, you're getting it's snowing.
So it's cold.
It's cold.
30 degrees in Afghanistan.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that either.
Never
you just
knew
taught
that.
me something.
I
didn't think it snowed over there.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, it's 110 degrees right now. But I mean, sure enough, winter comes around and it's snowing.
So y'all prepared? Were y'all prepared for that?
No, I came from Florida. I was prepared. It's my first time dealing with snow. I was not prepared. So as I'm over there, I'm buying. I had to buy the things that you put on your feet, on your boots. You put the tracks on your boots or something like that.
For the snow. Okay, so you can walk. Okay,
I mean, when it melts, it get icy. Because we're throwing salt out.
Salt out there, right?
So it's the funniest thing to just sit by the door and just watch all the people
Man.
So it was funny. I mean, because just falling on ice and all that stuff.
I can tell you got a lot of memories from that. That's not a trip.
Stuff,
yeah,
a lot of stuff.
a lot of stories.
I remember one time I was on the phone with either my mom or my grandma. I think I was on the phone with my grandma or my mom, and we got incoming. So I'm on the phone with her.
Scary. That's scary.
It was. So I was like, Mom, let me go. So I didn't want her to hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I know she'll freak worried already because, you got the news and all that stuff. And then I got 4 brothers. All 5 of us went over there.
Wow.
So like all of us were over there. We were in different places of Afghanistan at the time. And my cousin, he was over there too. Mm-hmm. So like because my brothers, all of them are military. I'm the boy that didn't go to the military.
They didn't go to the military. Wow. And you got what, 4 brothers?
4 brothers.
All older, younger, or you in between?
3 are younger and 3 are older, 1 is younger.
Okay. All right. So you kind of on the bottom end.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. So do they mess with you from time to time about not going?
No. They know why I didn't go.
If I was your brother, I'd be messing with you.
They know why I didn't go.
He the only one that couldn't make it. He the only one that couldn't handle it.
They got deployed to Iraq. Oof. So 2 of them got deployed when the Iraq war jumped off. They got deployed, and that's when they found out about contracting. So when they came back, they was like, "Hey, listen, y'all, there's a hustle that we all got to get on. Let's get on
that pays good."
Yeah. So they went. I stayed home because I was making good money here doing event setup and stuff. And so after a while, I was like, all right, let me see, I'll go. So when I went, I was like, oh yeah, I like it. And I came back because I had my son.
And that was it?
Yeah, once I had him, I was like, I'm gonna stay.
All right, go calm down, stay on, no more traveling to Afghanistan.
Yeah. But if I didn't have my son, I'd have done like 5-6 years. Easy,
might still be there now.
Easy, man. I'd have made that would have been my career.
I mean, not a bad career. My dad, like I said, my dad was Navy, and he did push for me to try to get into the military because I think the stability and the military takes pretty good care of you.
Yeah.
So he kind of pushed for that, but I always knew the military wasn't for me. I didn't want to do it. I saw him do it, and I saw him go through it, which was cool, and I almost felt like I was able to live a little bit of it, just watching him. So for me, that was enough. I was like, that was good. I've seen you do it for all these years, and I'm gonna go another route.
Yeah.
But it did my dad well. It did him well. Yeah. He still talks about his military career.
The thing about the military, the benefits is probably the best part of it.
Oh yeah.
And that's probably why the benefits are so amazing because of the pay.
Yeah, the benefits are amazing.
The benefits are crazy, hands down.
When you think about it from a financial standpoint, my dad included, but he had a lot of friends who, you start at, say, 2018, 19, 20. In 20 years, you're going to retire.
Yeah.
What, you're 38, 39.
Yeah.
And then you retire, you're getting a regular check from the military, but you can start a whole nother career.
Yeah.
Start something else and do that for 20 years.
Yeah.
And now you're getting that check plus the military check.
Yeah.
And then if you retire from another 20 years somewhere else and retire from there.
Yeah.
I mean that's two checks coming in. That's just a lot. A lot going on financially. You can do very, very well if you continue on with it. So.
The crazy thing about that, I know people that have done that, and then on top of that, as you get the disability, depending on your percentage,
exactly,
it's like you're still working.
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
Exactly.
I know some guys that get like 90%.
Yeah.
I know someone that has 100%, and he works where I work at now. I work at Lockheed. He's getting 100%. I think his wife is getting 100%. Wow. And he's still working at Lockheed. So he's literally getting 2 paychecks.
That's good living. That's good living.
Man, and he'll tell you, I'm just working. He'll tell you, I'm just working.
He really doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't have
to. If they've got that going on, they don't have to work.
He don't have to work.
He's working because he wants to work.
Yeah, and that's what he said. And he acts like he's working because he wants to.
And that, with my business that I do with Hicks Financial Asset and Wealth Management, I like to call stuff like that like financial freedom, because with things like that, you're working not because necessarily you have to, but you set yourself up to where you work because you want to, and you're not nervous about if they're gonna lay me off or if they're gonna fire me. You get nervous about that stuff when you don't have the finances to handle an emergency. If something falls off or the job goes away, then you're nervous. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? But if you're, in a pretty decent situation financially, stuff like that doesn't shake you.
No.
If I got enough like 5 months, 6 months saved up to where, hey, if something happens, I can go 5-6 months and be okay. You're not as nervous because more than likely I can find something else in 5-6 months or whatever the case is, I'll be okay. Yeah. But if you barely have a month's worth of cash saved up, you're definitely gonna be nervous if you lose your job or if you, get fired or anything like that. Oh, you're gonna be very nervous.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy because I think what you're doing, what you're into with finances, Hicks Financial. When I was growing up, finance discussions weren't as apparent as they are today. And even still, like even the financial conversations that I hear today, it's like, okay, yeah, do this with your money, you know, certain things you can do with your money, investment, stuff like that. The thing that I have, not a rebuttal, but I'll probably say like, maybe something in addition to probably, it's just making the money. Because it's cool to say, okay, yeah, do this with your money, X, Y, Z, boom, boom, boom. But the conversations I want to hear, or the conversations that I want to, you know, start is probably, okay, what can you do to make more money?
To make more money, right.
That way, when you're doing this financial planning and stuff like that, you have something to financially plan with.
Right.
Because I think a lot of times, people want to financial plan.
Right, and don't have anything to plan with. They don't have anything to plan with.
Once I do all of this with my money, I mean,
well, and I agree. It's very important to make the money. That's important. But the idea that I kind of push is I don't want anybody to make the money and lose the money because they don't know how to budget the money. They don't know how to handle what they have. Right. So, you know, most of us, I would say, will go out and work hard and we'll, you know, get an education, we'll, you know, get a decent job or whatever the case is, and we'll make the money. But I always say it's not necessarily about how much money you make, but how much money you keep. Because whether you're making a little bit or a lot, if you're not good at handling those finances and balancing that budget, whether you're making a lot or a little bit, you're gonna waste it. And you could have a person making $13, $14 an hour and they're struggling, but then you have that person making $200,000 a year and they're struggling because both individuals don't know how to handle the money they have. One's just making a whole lot more, but still don't have the necessary tools to know how to manage it. So yes, making it is very important, but if you don't know how to keep it, you're gonna probably still be in the same situation as the other person who may not be making as much. So
that's true though, because I used to do when I did construction, home construction, stuff like that. We would go to these, you know, people's homes, and we're doing whether we're like pulling up carpet, putting down either tile or wood flooring or whatever we're doing to the home to improve the home, and just speaking to the homeowners there and just talking to different people around there, and they're just like, yeah, I'm making this amount of money, but I'm still in debt. And I think, and so my focus has been, I want to make more money, increase my income, right? On my journey to increase my income, my main focus is do not incur more debt.
Right.
Do not incur more debt, because it doesn't make any sense to increase your income by collecting more debt, because now, you increase your income, but you realize you dug yourself, you know, you increase your income by 100 grand, but you went 200 grand into debt to do it.
That's it.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And that's why you have to really be careful with how society portrays money and images, because how they portray it is the more money you make, the more money you spend. That's how they say it. So if you make $200,000, you should live a $200,000 lifestyle. When in actuality, the people who really, like, truly have money, a lot of times you won't even know it. Not by looking at them. You'll have no idea, because they don't look like they have all of this money that they really have. They look very average. They look very just regular. But society and social media and things will tell you, oh no, because you make this money, you have to drive this type of car and you have to have this type of house and you have to this and that. But all that does is now you got more income, but not like you said, you got more debt and more bills. And so now you're probably just as stressed or more stressed than when you didn't have that kind of money at all. You probably didn't have half the stress when you were, just had $50,000. Now you're making all this money, but you have so many more responsibilities, and the money is going just as fast as it's coming in.